from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos, yum, 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 yummity, yum. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, Definity, DEVVE, Bump, Essence, DACAT update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. We've had a bit of a day here. Let's start with Bump. Is this the invitation to? Sorry, I just got an email. We'll start off with a little bit of a redemption story for Bumper. Bumper we'll take a look at over on CoinGecko. It's up 53% since yesterday. Why? Because as of yesterday's top, Chavez, wasn't your title yesterday, is Bumper dead? And well, yeah, that was the title, but then I went over it and I said, like, okay, well, here's what happened with Bumper, here's the negatives, here's what's going on, the importance of revenue and all that. And then not 10 minutes after I finished my live, they had gone over and I think I screenshot this. I was sent a email, or I was sent a photo. I don't know why I don't have it right now. Yes, it says on their Discord from the Bumper team, says, hey folks, we faced issues with a domain registrar, but now it's sorted. And somebody is like, hey, can you address the liquidation of the company assets website? Where are they getting that from? So there was a couple of people yesterday that took a look at Bumper and they were like, hey, it says that this is in liquidation. And typically when a company is in liquidation, that means like they're selling off their parts of the business to pay creditors, to pay whoever. Now, every now and then you do that because, well, now most of the time you do that because you're done, but every now and then it's like, hey, you have to do this so you could pay off, John Paul, like whoever it is. But then at the end of the day, you still have a little bit of funds left and you could still operate in a sense if they're downsizing, they're doing whatever. But Bumper, the mistake was that what people were referencing where Bumper was in liquidation is that was a dormant entity that was never used and has subsequently been closed. So you didn't have them selling off their stuff. Like, did it look really not good where you had a bunch of sales yesterday? It was down like 80% in a month, so down like another 60% yesterday. And the website wasn't working and the team hasn't been, so the team not being responsive, the team not being, like, I completely understand, like people say like David should post more on VeVe or Ecomi. People like, we haven't seen Dan post anything in a long time. So I understand that, but VeVe and Ecomi, like they still post, like VeVe posts multiple times a day. And Ecomi kind of once every now and then. Foster's just insanely busy right now. And he also had a kind of emergency in the family. So I'm hoping that's all good. But anyway, yeah, the team should be a little bit more active, whether it's on X, whether it's popping into the chat on Telegram, like, hey guys, how's it going? Or not even asking that. It's like, hey guys, got 5 minutes here while I'm on the toilet. Just want to let you know we're still working hard, like something like that. But when you're not doing that, I understand keeping your head down and working. And that's great for people that want to reinvent themselves. That's great for people that are super focused on one thing and other people aren't relying on you. But when you have this company, especially in people that have put in tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the market cap goes down to under 400K and just everything's kind of going wrong at once, it'd be really nice just to get a little, like them going on Discord, which I know people use. I hate it, but people use it. It is good for community building. But for them to go on Discord, and again, I'm not saying you have to have like a 10-minute AMA. I'm not saying you have to have this new article or whatever, but just a tweet, just something, like just be like, hey, this is what happens. And I get they did that on Discord, like, hey, this is what happened. Now, obviously, the news got out and everyone, it's fine. But yeah, that was so anyway, I got a little bump last night. And then what's it at right now? Like I said, it's 0036. It was at like 000, or I'm sorry, 0036. It was at like 004-ish. And then, it wasn't. So it went from under a $400,000 market cap to at one point over 700,000. Now it's 672,000. So it is right now actually beating DACAT. DACAT was actually had a bigger market cap yesterday. But that has 675. DACAT only has 613. So it is officially ahead of this meme coin that I have taken over. Bill Gardner saying second. What up, Bill Gardner? Jason Pena 2000 saying Nest. Oops. Best bull run ever with bull markets like this. Who needs bears? Oh, I see what you did there. Shooky, you slay me. I was actually just messaging a friend before. I was like, hey, if DEVVE goes to like $20 while OMI's still down at these price, I'll just gift you 1 million OMI. And they were just like, well, I hope that doesn't happen, because they have they want OMI to go up, obviously, and obviously so do I eventually. But I got my goal of 1 billion OMI, and it's going to be very hard to reach that at these prices. 300K going in. Well, it wouldn't be 300K because I already have 200 something million. But yeah, at these prices that'd be a little hard. So DEVVE goes up first, and if OMI goes down, then maybe I don't have to put in 300K. Maybe it's like 150 or give or take. I don't know. But obviously the more OMI I could stack at cheaper prices, the better. And again, we could have 6 months down here. We don't know. I do think that in 3 months from now, middle of Q2 is when we really start to see it move. Now, obviously, the narrative can hit at any time, and when that narrative hits, you could be. I mean, it could be tomorrow, or it could be 8 months from now. We don't know. But based on the stuff that Ben's doing, based on the marketing stuff that they're working on, I'd say 3 months we at least start to see the fruits of those labors. That doesn't necessarily equate to higher token prices, but at some point people are like, okay, they have affiliate marketing, they have Stacker, they have this whole metaverse that came out of nowhere. Because again, people, when they hear of VeVe, most people outside of our little fam that we have here, it's like, okay, VeVe's, yeah, I heard they have really good licenses. Heard you can't really, self-custody them, but yeah, I heard they're cool. Most of the stuff on there is okay, but yeah, dude, Spider-Man, Superman, probably a good idea to get. Obviously, none of that's financial advice. But maybe people have heard like rumblings, oh, they might be working on a metaverse. Yeah, when it comes out, I'll check it out. And then it comes out, and then it just looks great. And I think all of this starts to garner attention in the middle of that. Turtle says, what are your thoughts on the direction of the economy and Dr. Fuse's points about overvalue of assets? There's a lot of moving parts here. So while I think about the moving parts, let's get to what was it an OMI utility? I'm gonna try to see what Dr. Fuse. I don't. There's so many freaking tabs in this channel. I mean, still, but okay. So yeah, Dr. Fuse had said regulation reduction will help. Oh no, that was fudge. So he had said personally he's expecting a stock market drop between 30 and 50% over this year and next. Now he didn't give a time. Oh, I got a super chat coming in from Mr. MC. Wants it fascinating. 8 or 19 above 1,000 transactions on VeVe in the last 5 days was a Marvel Comics. Damn. Let me take a picture of that. That's pretty heckin' awesome. Wow, that's great. 8 of 19 sales above 1,000 on VeVe last 5 days were MC1s. Now I know that Mr. 41 added like 3 of them the other day, which is bananas. I don't know if any of the, speaking of Dr. Fuse, I don't know if any of those were him. And now the reason why is like, well, Chavez, why would you automatically suspect that, a couple of those were Dr. Fuse? Because he purchased another 2,200 collectibles this week, bringing up to over 36,000 collectibles. Obviously still the number 2 wallet. And that gap be closing though. That gap do be closing. Anyway, yeah, I would say, and I'll talk to him about other stuff in the future. But that's okay. Well, why? Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. I'll tell you why. Like I said before, as I was pretending to be someone like, oh, you've heard about VeVe, and if they're outside of the family, like, yeah, I heard of them. Yeah, and then what did I say? I said like, a lot of the stuff on there is, all right, but they have some really good stuff. Obviously, none of this is advice for anyone here, but if I have General Quackers over here, and General Quackers says, Randy, what should I get? Like, I know, yeah, collect what you like, but what should I get on VeVe that's going to at least retain its value, if not go up? Well, if you're talking collectibles, I'd tell them like Secret Rare Spider-Man, Gold and Silver VeVe logo, the partner statue, Riso, Todd, Superman. These like blue chip stuff is something that you're probably going to want to get, just specifically for that reason, whether you like them or not. These things are historic. These things are, and I'm missing a couple of those. But if you want to go comics, well, I mean, you have. I'll leave out a lot of speculative stuff, but the stuff that's proven, the stuff that people like, the stuff that works. Amazing Fantasy 15, Fantastic Four #1, Fantastic Four #5, Marvel Comics #1. Like in anyone's top three, it would almost everyone's top 3 comics of stuff that they think if you have the ability to own that you should probably own. MC1 is probably going to be one of those. Now, I understand people saying like, well, there's 60,000 of those that were made, the commons, like how high, I don't know. Secret rares are obviously the top tier of that. Now, I would actually expect and it's been proven in the past, the lower tier rarities actually move the most. A lot of times, at least last cycle, commons would move like 10x, and the secret rares would move like 4x. So the actual way to get the best bang for your buck, at least in last cycle, was to stack the commons. The secret rares, yeah, they would move, and you don't have to sell, 100. That's the thing. Like, yeah, I think Brock McBlockchain was stacking like the MC1's commons at like $2 or like $7. Then it went up to like several $100s, and he had to list all those one by one by one. And obviously, most people are going to be like, okay, I'll list them. Is that same thing going to happen now? Probably not. Again, those MC1, the commons, they went like 100x last time. Now, obviously, people are not going to sell those for $2. What are MC1s now in the commons? And I'll get back to Turtle Golf in a bit. I'm sorry. We just had a super chat, so I'm gonna Marvel Comics search them. Oh my God! Why does VeVe sign me out and then have me try to log me back in? Oh my God! I hate doing that. I hate logging back in. Anyway, let's go to the Marvel Comics. All right, let's go. And then when we search, see one over here. I'm going to say it's like $22. Probably a good 10x of what they were last. Yeah, $24. 75 for the uncommon. What the fudge? 125 for the rare. This is the other thing. 125 for the rare and 139 for the ultra rare. Like, I get it. The rare is a little bit more aesthetically pleasing because it's got that contrast of that deep orange. That's like a good egg yolk right there. When it's that deep orange. Sorry. So like I get that, but there's far less ultra rare. And if I'm going to get either of those, I would get an ultra rare because they're pretty much the same price, and the ultra rare is rarer. Right now it's not. Right now the rare is scarcer with only 14, and the ultra rare is that. But damn, 3,500 for a secret rare. Wasn't that down to like 2,200 the other day? That's nuts that there is more supply of the secret rare than there are that 29 than there are of the ultra rare 21 and rare at 14. That's and only 15 of the uncommon. Probably why it's $75. Anyway, I like I said, I don't. You're already like 10x the price. Like if you got the MC1 common last bull market when it released, people were selling it for like $2. You're already 10x from there. So I would say that the odds of it doing 100x from the bottom of the bear to the top is probably really insane. I know, like, there's no way the commons go to 2400. But could it do like a 10x from here? Yeah, probably. Does a secret rare do a 10x from here at 35K? I mean, what was there, 400 something of them, 600 of them? Let's say like 450, because there were some that were in bot accounts, there were some that were kept. There's a decent amount of these locked up. So remember that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick's kind of jealous of SpongeBob because SpongeBob's getting all these trophies, like Fry Cook of the Year, he did all this, and he just has like a house full of trophies. And Patrick's kind of like done nothing with his life, but so he doesn't have any trophies. But then he gets a trophy for doing nothing longer than anyone else. And it's just, he's like, wow, like I got it. I did something. Now, obviously, this is a very, very fractionalized point here because obviously Mr. MC1 has done a plethora of things that are very noteworthy, if not excelsior, if not incredibly excellent. He's done a lot of things that are noteworthy that are just nothing short of impressive. But when your name is Mr. MC1, what did Patrick do when he got that trophy? He immediately went home to protect his title because that's his one thing that he did. That's the one thing that he's good at, and he went to protect it. Now, obviously, Mr. MC1 flourishes at many a things, but his name is Mr. MC1. So I don't believe that he would take his name for granted. I forget who said it. There's a quote that says, "Never sin against your talent." There's plenty of other things. If Mr. MC1 needed the money that he could sell, he could liquidate whatever. Like, he's already level 100. He doesn't need to stack, $5 rares in order to get to the next level. He's already level 100. He was one of the first to get there. So now he could play around if he wants. Like, there's people that I know. Dr. Fuse is one of them. And Dr. Fuse might not even want to do it. He's just doing it because of some need. That people are becoming the store, and some people want to. Some people, they have that insane drive. Be like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I had more than what VeVe had? And they become the store. It's like, hey, VeVe, you're selling this stuff at like clearance rates. Like, this stuff is already sold. You gave the price at what it sold at. Now the prices are down here. It's basically, VeVe is the manufacturer. They had sold their product, and now there's an abundance of stuff. It's a buyer's market. So a lot of people, they panic, they sell, and the VeVe secondary market is like Costco. It's like BJ's. You can get anything you wanted that you could have gotten directly from the store at one price, but now it's so much cheaper at these prices. And people are like, okay, clearly something's wrong here, and they're becoming the store. Mr. MC1, I do not believe would sell any of his. I mean, he might sell like one secret rare. He might sell enough to, like, whether it's giveaways or sell like whatever. Maybe he goes on and he's like, hey, I have 50 or however many of each rarity, and he sees an imbalance. Like right now, an uncommon is at 75. He's like, you know what? I'm going to sell a couple of uncommons and purchase some of these commons at $25. And then when they go to 50 and these MC1's still 75, maybe he sells another. I mean, you could do two things there. You could stack MC1s or you could stack gems. I mean, I know what Mr. MC1's doing. He's stacking gems. So like, you could do that and play back and forth, that arbitrage, and you could just stack gems for really whatever you really do want. Or you could do something like that and say, hey, I have $150, and the ultra rare and the rare are pretty much the same price right now. It's a little more prestigious to have. It's like, yeah, you might have a first edition, Charizard, and it's graded by PSA, and it's not graded 10, but it's graded 9. It's graded ultra rare. It's still pretty cool. And it's much less special when you have a, like, first edition Charizard is always great, but everyone has a PSA 7. Like, it's not that hard to get a PSA 7. But to have a PSA 9, like an ultra rare MC1, pretty cool. So obviously anyone looking at this right now and they're like, okay, well, 3,500 is way too much. Don't have that, liquid capital right now, but $150 and you get an ultra rare. I think people would much rather get that than the rare. Anyway, if anyone's top 3 comics, one of them's got to be MC1. I'd say AF15, Fantastic Four #1, and then MC1. Mr. MC1 says, notice he's actually looking to buy, not sell more MC1s, uncommon, rare, ultra, and secret rare. But I think I think like you got what I was like saying though, right? If like right now, Mr. MC1, I'm sure. Okay, the floor of the rare is $125. I'm sure if you wanted to, you could sell one for maybe like 100. You net 90-ish, right? And this way you get a ultra rare actually just for net 50 gems. Like you get the ultra rare for 50 gems, because if you sell one for 100 right now, you net 90, you put in another 50 gems, you get up to the 140, and then you buy the ultra rare for 139. Like I think that you would probably want to do something like, or I know you're like a baller, so you could rather be like, Travis, I don't need to do that. Just put in 140 gems and just buy. Like I'm sure you could just do that. But just for other people that are not as successful as you, or other people that are not as just not you, and they have like, these are just certain ways that people could go, I don't want to say game the system, but that level of arbitrage, and that level of just like, hey, I have a rare, I want an ultra rare, I could just sell the rare, put in another 40 gems, and then buy this ultra rare. And I mean, you could do other stuff with this. I don't know if I'd recommend this. Let's say if you have a secret rare, it's 3,500 right now. Let's say you lower it to 3,200. You net, let's say, like 2,900 out of it, and then you want to go and be like, I could stack like 25 of these ultra rares. Now, obviously, these ultra rares are not all be at 139. So again, this is why I wouldn't do this, because once you pay 139, actually it's actually not bad. 2 at 139, 1 at 149, 1 at 150, 1 at 165. But once you pay for 5 of these at an average of like 150, then it goes to 189. There's 2 at 189, 1 at 199. So if you buy 8 of these, like if you sweep the floor at the bottom 8, then the next one's 259, and that's a lot. So yeah, there's just multiple ways to do this. Shuffling around can sometimes work. Like I said, I wouldn't sell a secret rare just to buy a bunch of ultra rare, because they're not at that price. The price goes up very significantly when doing that. Anyway, as I was saying before, so what Dr. Fuse was saying before about the stock market dropping between 30 and 50%, he didn't say when. He's like, oh yeah, I expected to do, if it drops 10% this year, and then 25% next year, that kind of falls within that, and the 10% maybe doesn't start till second half of the year. I think people are forgetting that I knew this in 2019. Most of the S&P 500 I would not want to buy. I know, so people that don't know what they're doing will go into ETFs. They'll go in the VOO, they'll go in the SPY, because that's worked for a long time. It still works. You go in and you have $1 million, and you don't know what you're doing investing. You buy the S&P 500, buy the VOO, buy the SPY, and then you get on average like 9 to 11% per year. Keeps up with inflation, and again, an extra 90, 100K a year as it goes up. Not bad, right? But when you take a look at the companies in the top 500, a lot of them are not great. And the growth stocks that have really kept the S&P 500 up with that, it comes down to like 20 stocks out of the S&P 500. Like a lot of them are not great. But when you take a look at the companies that, like, let's say like FANG, for example, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, that has been carried, like their backs must be horrendously disfigured from carrying the rest of the S&P 500 on their backs. It's like that one clip from Remember the Titans. Like, oh man, I gave Ray's mama a piggyback ride, and she weighs twice as much as I do. It's one of those things where it's the Pareto distribution, where 80% of the profits go to the top 20% of the companies. Even less than that on the S&P, because most of the companies at S&P I would not get. So I think that Dr. Fuse is right here in that a lot of companies will see that 30 to 50. That's still a lot. I don't know if, and again, I don't know which markets he's saying. So I said, what's your thought process on this and why? And he said that every single large asset class is massively overvalued by historical indicators, credit, equities, real estate. There's nowhere to hide for most investors. I see this in all businesses, stocks and real estate that I'm evaluating to buy. Everything reverts to the mean at some point. And I have so many thoughts here. I'll go over that in a second. I'm still not sure what this means for crypto. Probably good for Bitcoin. Probably really bad for memes. Thank God. Utilities may do okay. Sol, ETH, etc. That's just my opinion, but I've been playing the markets for 30 years. And this feels a lot like 99 and 07, but worse because those had bubbles in one or maybe two asset classes. This one is a lot worse and nowhere for most to go except maybe cash, gold, and Bitcoin, although the last two have been somewhat positively correlated to overall markets, so I'm not sure. As I'm mostly in a high yield savings account or real estate with plenty of cash flow to be able to drop leases if needed and still be profitable. So Dr. Fuse is likely one of the smartest people in the VeVe community. And I was like, well, you're just saying that because you have 30,000 collectibles. No, I'm not. I'm not. I won't. I'll say this. I can't say it. What he did in the military and what he military tried to hang on to him as long as possible. They do that for certain people that are invaluable. Like if he wanted to, he could just be like, yeah, I'll stay on, make me a 4-star general. Military probably would have done it. I actually don't know what his rank was. But for this type of military is very strict until you're better than them. And I mean like you're an asset. I don't just mean like, oh yeah, this person is, we got our tax. Like I think the military spends, I don't know, like $100,000 just training you just to get to your job. Like minimum like 150K just to get to your job, depending on what the job is. And then you're like I was responsible for driving multi-million-dollar equipment for loading heavy duty explosives like bombs. And my tech school was like 6 weeks. Basic training. That so for his stuff, which he's again very intelligent. I could make demands all the live long day from the military, and they'll tell me to go F myself because the job in which I was doing, although important, it's something a very highly trained monkey could probably do. Dr. Fuse's job, though, again, he could have likely gone on and said, "I'll stay on, but you're giving me X, Y, and Z," and they probably would have said yes, because he's that smart, because he's that good. However, and I've noticed this with IQ. I've never actually met Dr. Fuse, even though I love him and I've talked to him on the phone. He's great. I tried to get him on the freaking podcast. He's like, I'm too shy, man. It's like, bro, you just bought like 300 of these comics, of these Evermind comics. Yeah, like 600, however many you have. I legit want to get you on with like the creators of them, and you're like, nah, too shy. I don't know how many of these different things he had to do in the military, like definitely in front of like politicians and stuff. But so there's a friend of mine who supposedly has like 155 IQ, 100, like probably something like that. And I know people are smart in different ways. And I don't think she's a liar. She has not exhibited evidence to me of any of like how you have 155 IQ. I don't know. There was something wrong with the test that day. I don't know. So clearly, like, you could have somebody that is a neuroscientist, right? And if someone's a neuroscientist, clearly they're at the top of their field. They're do whatever they can. They'll have forgotten more about the subject than anyone else ever could if they tried to study it. But if you put that person in, like, real estate, you don't need a college. You don't even need to graduate high school to be a real estate agent. Yeah, you pass a test, but really what it is just being good at something, knowing what's undervalued. And some people just have a certain knack for these things. Some people have a certain knack for science. Some people have a certain knack for math. Some people have a certain knack for interest in history. So I know people are smart in different ways. Obviously, Dr. Fuse is, again, I think possibly one of the smartest, if not the smartest person in the entire VeVe and Ecomi community, and is a titan in his field. And clearly he's multidisciplined and has most of these down. However, what I want to bring up is that crypto is generally a different ballgame, and especially for Bitcoin, because for the first time in Bitcoin's life, you have retail investors are not the largest holders. They were for 14 years, and now they're not because big institutions have them. A lot of what retail does, yeah, they buy, like, most of retail's. I think in general, 7% of the population has crypto. Like, I don't have any Bitcoin, and I'm like all in crypto. But I think what Dr. Fuse might be missing here, and again, I'll go over everything. It says every single large asset class is so he says large asset class is massively overvalued by historical indicators. I'll agree to that. You've had housing prices going up for like 15 years, 16 years, because 07, 08 was a crash, and I think even 09 it was still down, but then slowly started rising, maybe like 2010, and it's been just ripping for well over a decade. And what is it? I think Rain talks about the cycle of real estate, like 18 years. So yeah, probably over, especially now when you have the new administration coming in, and is how many people are they deporting? And were those people that they're deporting, like, clearly they're in places that, they pay rent. They obviously don't own, and now you have a lot of people losing some value, because their rent roll is kind of gone, or their rent roll is decreasing, and they have to fill that. And okay, well, I could, now that there's less people, and new construction is being built all the time. So there's new construction being built on one end. A lot of people being deported. A lot of people just. I feel like it's hard out there for a lot of people. They move in with each other. They did. I've seen that, and we're going back 20 years ago here. Like, I had my own apartment at 19. I did not wait for anything. But nowadays, I don't see kids. I know one girl that she got an apartment at 19. Recently, but over the last 15 years, I feel like nobody does that anymore. I feel like it's kind of going back to the old days where, like, yeah, you're kind of with a group of friends. Like, nobody lives alone anymore. You're with a group of friends, or maybe a roommate, and then maybe some people get apartments until they get married, or until they're with someone and they get married. So what do those renters do, or the real estate owners do? Do they keep that open, and just not collect anything, or do they lower those rents a little bit? So I do think that real estate is probably nearing the top, if not just generally at the top. So he goes on and says, historical interest, credit, equities, real estate. I'm not, for credit, you have this major disruption stable coins had more transactional value than Visa or MasterCard in 2024. Obviously, there's over $1 trillion in credit card debt. I think the U.S. might go down in credit rate. Like the U.S. had gone down in credit rating like 10 years ago from like AAA to like AA plus or AA plus plus or whatever it was. And the truth is the U.S. didn't deserve it. They didn't deserve that AAA credit rating. They didn't deserve the rating that they got because, again, all that debt. We'll go over that. I'm so sorry. I know I've gone 35 minutes and I've gone over like nothing here. Let's see what stuff is doing. Yeah. I haven't gone over much here yet, but I'm just trying to get through this question here. It's a very good question. It says everything reverts to the mean at some point. Still not sure what this means for crypto. Probably good for Bitcoin. Yeah, and he's going by normal cycles of stuff that's been established, like credit, equities, real estate, etc., all that, and any large asset class. I'm not sure if he's taking a look at the cycles for Bitcoin and the cycles for just alts and all that. And obviously there's symbiont circle. What happens to one generally affects the other, or what happens to the market will generally affect what Bitcoin does. That's probably good for Bitcoin, probably really bad for memes. Listen, never underestimate a stupid people at large. I mean, clearly you have people that go into these meme coins that are very new and they have no idea what they're doing. Again, that little bit of knowledge is very dangerous. So people can say like, yeah, I've been around a couple meme coins, and you have to make sure that sorry, give me 1 second. I got a message. Then my one previous, okay, cool beans. I forget where it was. Reviving at some point. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a crazy day. ETH, Bitcoin, 30 years. Fudge, I lost my train of thought. A buddy of mine messaged me. He's had a rough day. Anyway, so not sure what this means for Bitcoin. Oh yeah, meme coins. So there's a couple of people that'll say like, yeah, you got to look at is the contract renounced? Is there honeypot? Are these people are they doxed? How much are the is in the creator's wallet? Do they own like 80%? And like there's a couple of things that people will say like, yeah, things to look out for. And that's on a slightly experience. So there's some new people who be like, bro, I put in like the meme coins are great. I put in like $100 on this one, and they won't even say that. But bro, I 4x my money on this one, and then I 3x it. I 3x my money on this other one. And what a lot of people won't tell you is that like, yeah, they 4x their money. They put in $100 and it went to 400, or maybe they got a little crazy. They put in $500, went to like 1,500 with the 3x's, right? And most people know somebody that made at least a little bit of money off of, or like the opposite could happen. They're like, bro, I made like $10,000. It's like, okay, well, they could have put in $100,000 and it goes up 10%. I mean, obviously that's an extreme case, but I'd be like, yeah, if you put in $10,000 and you made $10,000, okay, you doubled your money. That's cool. Most people know someone like that had made that off of a meme coin. And they're just chasing that dragon and chasing that high. So I understand what he's saying, where it's probably going to be bad for memes. Good. I hope meme coins go away and die. Most of them are trash. Obviously, but again, even the ones that are, for example, like Crappy Bird, link down, contract address down below. Crappy Bird has a game. They have like 2 games. They're working on another one. There's multiple utilities for it, and it's like a couple $100,000 market cap. DACAT started out as a meme coin, but obviously there's a lot of revenues coming. The contract address is renounced. There's a lot of utility coming for the token. So like I get it when some people say, well, Charlie's talking shit on memes. Don't you like own a meme coin? Yes, but that'll slowly become a utility token later this year. And I don't think meme coins will ever really go away, especially now that the government's just like, listen, it's your responsibility as an American adult is to look into things before you purchase them. And yeah, you could buy something called Tiger Quack, and Tiger, don't be surprised when something like that with an undoxed owner with no utility around it, no revenues, don't be surprised if you lose money. But the government's just like, yeah, have a field day, do it. So I think eventually there'll be less out of them, but we don't have a like in traditional markets. You have ETFs that suck the dumb money out of the markets, like people that don't know what they're doing. Again, they buy the VOO, they buy the SPY. There are a couple of ETFs like that, like they have a Bitcoin ETF or an ETH ETF or a Sol ETF, but there's not a lot or very few ETFs for like, hey, we're creating a Metaverse ETF or we're creating a TradFi banking. Like there's not a ton of those that normal people can get. So there's really next to nothing in crypto markets that can suck the dumb money out of the markets. The dumb money is still running rampant, and that'll likely continue. Now, every now and then, again, as more and more institutions get in, as more and more smart money gets in, you'll have things like Definity, you'll have things like DEVVE, you'll have things like OMI that'll go crazy because of what they're doing, how disruptive they are, and all that. And I wanted to go and talk about Forbes here on DEVVE, which I'll try to, but I've spent 41 minutes on like 3 questions, so I have to try to get a little bit high. So I hope that was a slightly acceptable answer. If anyone watches CNBC or other business news networks, there seems to be a certain contrarian opinion, but I watched closely through 07 and it was the same before it crashed. Could be wrong. I mean, that you can only go up for so long, especially in real estate. Everything in life is a probability. What happens if we go into a recession? The government can't bail us out because of already massive debt. But again, a lot of recessions happen when a lot of interest rates go up, and interest rates should definitely be going down. You should definitely, there's been a lot of, I know he says contrarian opinion, but there's a lot of talk about falling interest rates. And and I'm not saying things go down by 5%, but you go down by a quarter point or half a point or whatever, like each quarter, when you get these rate cuts, that means something. And again, this is the one administration that would not add like $8 trillion to the they might add another trillion. Like I don't think they'll balance this budget this year, but they'll save $1 trillion. Like Doge will save $1 trillion that goes to the treasury, and they can use that for other stuff. What I feel like a lot of people don't recognize is that if you can cut taxes enough, or if you can cut spending enough, then yeah, you can cut taxes. But if you just cut taxes and the government keeps spending, the real cost of government is not what it taxes, it is what it spends. And again, as we have Doge, and we're saying, hey, we're cutting these taxes. Again, we're cutting them enough. We're saving the taxpayer enough money where then you can go in, or we're saving enough where we can cut taxes. We're cutting spending enough where we can cut taxes. So I do not agree with them here. I do not believe that this is the same as it was in 07. As far as real estate, sure, it had gone up for X amount of years. It might be time for it to go down. But I do not believe recession. I do not believe this is so. I mean, and again, I might be wrong. I'd love to have him on to talk about it, but I don't think he'll come on. Because the big issues I'm seeing, credit is on the private side, small and mid caps, private companies, not the bigs. But if inflation goes back up, then government treasuries will increase yield, but drop in price too. So not great to be either unless you hold long term. But this is all contingent on this. This is all contingent on shit. I'm sorry. I've been in a caloric deficit for like ever now. This is all contingent on a recession, and I do not believe we get that. And with all that negativity, I've also learned that it's always a good idea to find deals, just to understand the potential downside. Also, like Kane said, the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. It's all about timing. Also true. Anyway, I got to get some more of these comments, and then I'll get to the rest of the show. I'm sorry. This is going to be like a 2-hour show. What up, Bill Gardner? Mr. MC1 says, hi, Randy. Yo, what up, Mr. MC1? How's it going, fam? Where was I? Chago Souls, give me that popcorn. Adrian B Comics, give me the live long and prosper. VeVe Ben, thank you for being a member. Says morning all, morning. After yours says Randy, price prediction on OMI for 2025. At the peak, I don't know, 3 to 5 cents. At Christmas, I don't know. Depends when the peak is. Peak could be around Christmas. Peak could be in July, and we could be back down there. Like I don't know. If we're in a super cycle, maybe we go to 8 to 10 cents. And maybe all of that hype just gets bundled into like the summer and fall months. Or maybe that means we just go longer and alts, and maybe the bull market's not over until the end of 2026 instead of, like the beginning of 2026. Maybe we get an extra like 8 months out of that, which means that alts might not run till next year. There's so much. I would say at the peak though, 3 to 5 cents, give or take. Mr. MC1, thank you so much for the super chat saying 8 of 19 above 1,000 transactions on VeVe in the last 5 days, or Marvel Comics Secret Rare. Heckin' nuts. Gotta love it. 8 of 19. Oh, DB Crypto says, let's go DACAT legend. All right, so yeah, I have. Oh, thank you, Chosen, for becoming a new Patreon member. Patreon member shout out. Remember that? So let me do a. Speaking of DACAT, let me go and read off what I had written before. That I'm running DACAT token like a business. We're currently operating at zero debt, and as the owner and writer of the comic and other avenues, which shall be named later, I will not take a salary for the foreseeable future. The revenues that we receive this year will go toward paying the artists for future comics. Obviously, this comic and then, but the revenues are going to be that we get from this comic and other stuff. Will we go toward paying the artists of future comics? Currently, there are 1 trillion DACAT tokens that I have that I'm prepared to give away as promotions and airdrops for certain people who get the comic special mint numbers, complete all variants, and or stack X amount of them. Meaning if you get number 69, if you get number 420, you get any special mint numbers or a mint number that we deem special, you'll get some airdrop token. If you complete all the variants of the common, uncommon, ultra rare, etc., of these comics, we'll give you the airdrops. If you stack a certain amount of them, we'll give them to you. More on that later when this comes out and we decide how many there are. We'll go and give you some good stuff. Physical merch in the future will be able to be bought by credit card and crypto, obviously, but special discounts for those who use DACAT tokens to pay. We will only add utility as we move forward. So that is one thing that we have. We will come up with more. As more revenue comes in, we will buy tokens from the market for airdrops and giveaways and prizes. Once we get contracts signed on future ventures, we will offer ETH for airdrops and promotional activities, as we don't want any airdrops to be sold or create downward pressure on the token. Burns are not currently on the table, but it might be something that we look into later in the year. So that is right now what my ideas are for DACAT. Bill Gardner, give me those dabs. Secret Rare. Was the altcoin NFT cycle could be in 2026? That is possible. Let me get back to DeBeezy here. Some Fire Emblems. Oh, Fire Emblem. That was such a great game. Great games. Meant fire emojis. $25, Mr. MC1. Sup, the cat said, woohoo, Randy. The cat in the house. Gotta love my DACAT fam. Yours says, if you close the app and open again, it won't add. Yeah, I just did that. Yep, agreed. All right, let's get the spread here. Jen, my bae. Sorry. Anyway, let's go to the Forbes article that I was talking about today. 50 minutes into the show, we're finally getting into it. Finally getting to the thumbnail. Blockchain. Rewiring TradFi, $1 trillion shift. Again, this is from Forbes with $1 trillion, and this is only on the internet right now. There's only an internet article. This will likely hit the magazine in a couple of weeks. It's like, well, Chavez, it's on the internet already. Why would a magazine make any difference? Guys, there are a lot of old guys with a lot of money that still read Forbes magazine. I get it, not the best way to market anymore, but there's a lot of old guys with a lot of money that still read Forbes magazine, the physical magazine. The race to remake global finance is heating up, and the starting gun has already been fired on Wall Street. While traditional banks grapple with systems that trap millions in idle capital, a new financial architecture is emerging from the fusion of blockchain technology and traditional finance, TradFi. The prize isn't just eliminating the friction that cost the industry billions in settlement delays and reconciliation headaches. It's fundamentally rewiring how money moves. Early movers aren't just experimenting anymore. They're driving the financial blockchain market toward a projected $49.5 billion by 2030, up from $2.1 billion in 2023. That is redonkulous. The shift isn't just theoretical. At Davos 2025, Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan likened crypto to established payment systems. If you go down the street here and buy lunch, you could pay with Visa, MasterCard, a debit card, Apple Pay, and so on. In that sense, cryptocurrency would just be another form of payment. Behind the glass towers of Wall Street, the future is already materializing. The DTCC's Project Ion, leveraging distributed ledger technology, is rewiring financial infrastructure's fundamental plumbing by shifting from batch to real-time processing and creating a single unified transaction record, slashing reconciliation costs and delivering significant savings. Already handling over 100,000 bilateral equity transactions daily, with peaks reaching 160,000 trades, Project Ion operates today's T+2 settlement framework while blazing the trail towards T1 and potentially T+0, a shift that could unlock billions in capital currently trapped in settlement limbo. Banking giants like BNY Mellon, Citibank, and JP Morgan aren't just watching from the sidelines, they're already in. Cross-border payments remain the industry's biggest bottleneck, slow, costly, and reliant on an outdated patchwork of intermediaries. Trillions move across borders every year, yet transactions can take days, saddled with 4% fees, plus opaque banking risks. Enter stablecoin. By converting fiat into digital tokens on the global blockchain, networks, banks unlock 24/7, near instant money movement at scale. This innovation lets institutions bypass corresponding banking friction entirely, settling transactions in minutes rather than days. JP Morgan Coin already processed $1 billion in daily settlements, and the broader market for tokenized dollars is on track to hit $400 billion by 2025. The economic case is striking as well, where the traditional transfers trap money for days and drain substantial fees. Blockchain-powered stablecoins deliver instant settlement at a fraction of the cost. This shift has tech giants like Microsoft and Amazon building blockchain as a service, or BaaS. Platforms accelerate enterprise blockchain adoption. The transformation spans every corner of finance. Deutsche Bank, HSBC, and Standard Chartered have launched a blockchain initiative to streamline operations, while payment giants Visa and MasterCard are integrating the technology into their global networks. Asset manager leaders Fidelity, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan are pushing into real-world assets, recognizing blockchain's potential to transform asset tokenization and settlement. Franklin Templeton's expansion of its money market fund across Solana, Ethereum, Stellar, and other major blockchain networks signal a new phase. Traditional asset managers are no longer experimenting. They're building multi-chain infrastructure for the future. There's a new financial order as well. Three key forces are accelerating blockchain's adoption in TradFi. First, legacy banking systems struggle to meet real-time global demands. Second, regulatory clarity around digital assets is improving. Third, institutional investors, once skeptical, are now integrating blockchain solutions to bridge digital and digital finance. Unlike early blockchain disruptors who sought to replace traditional finance, today's players are bridging legacy systems with digital innovation, prioritizing functionality over disruption. As road ahead presents a delicate balancing act, the banks and financial institutions embrace blockchain. They must navigate the fine line between pushing innovation forward and staying within regulatory bounds. Enterprise solutions like R3 Corridor are emerging as crucial bridges, offering the institutional-grade infrastructure needed for the transition. At the same time, decentralized networks are evolving to put compliance first, pointing toward a future where innovation and regulation coexist in harmony. Among new solutions, Chainlink, Aave, and Compound are pioneering DeFi infrastructure, while Graphite Network is bridging TradFi and DeFi, offering verification and compliance-focused solutions that major institutions can trust. A reputation-based layer 1 blockchain integrates privacy, preserving KYC, ZKPs, institutional compliance, and high-speed transactions. 1,400 transactions per second at low fees. Each account has a behavior-based reputation score, protecting users from untrustworthy members. Verified single-user accounts and proof of authority, Polymer 2.0, deliver compliant, scalable blockchain solutions for large projects. The transaction speed challenge: can blockchain match traditional finance? However, institutional players face a fundamental challenge, aligning blockchain's transformative promise with TradFi's relentless demand for speed and reliability. As titans like NASDAQ, CME Group, and ICE explore blockchain integration, they confront a staggering benchmark. Traditional finance networks routinely process upwards of 65,000 transactions per second during peak times, a volume that would overwhelm most blockchain systems. Now, while layer 2 solutions such as Optimum, Arbitrum, and Polygon have delivered incremental speed boosts and reduced costs, these fixes simply can't scale to meet the colossal throughput and near instant finality demanded by modern institutional finance. Staggering performance pressure has sparked a new wave of foundational innovation. Rather than merely patching existing systems, emerging layer 1 solutions are re-engineering the blockchain's very core to tackle scalability and efficiency at an enterprise level. Among these, DEVVE integrates enterprise compliance frameworks with Web 2 functionality through RESTful APIs. Backed by global patents and a non-custodial instant settlement exchange, DEVVE enables real-world asset tokenization with excellent scalability and a lightning-fast layer 1 transaction speeds. Will Stewart, a veteran in global finance, recently joined DEVVE Digital's board to drive institutional adoption, reinforcing DEVVE's position as a key player in the financial evolution. With scalability solutions maturing, attention has shifted to perhaps the most transformative application of blockchain in traditional finance, asset tokenization. Again, this goes on for quite a while, but the fact that they went and talked about DEVVE and mentioned him 3 times, T+0 settlement time, heckin' nuts. So yeah, that's what I wanted to go over with DEVVE. I will try to get to some of these at some point, but this is not gonna. All right, anyway. Let's freaking go. The Marvel Comics 1939 is a passion, commitment, my friends. Commitment. So I'm curious how much Dr. Fuse spends in a week on VeVe. If it's over 10,000 a week, that would be wild. That would be wild, son. That would be wild. Mr. MC1s, I notice he's looking to buy, not sell more MC1s, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and secret rare. Dude is a mad lad. We love him. Don't see it that way. If I sell an MC1, then someone else may list it. If I have them all, it never sees daylight and gets more and more scarce. I love this man so much. Wat Mamas has got my MC1 Ultra Rare 99. Ooh, nice. JKRB, give me those thumbs up. As well as I'm bullish about Bitcoin, agentic AI, Palantir, Salesforce, and similar. Quantum sensors and robotics, and deep tech like air taxi, fusion, brain chip interface, hypersonic flight, psychedelics for brain. Oh, my man. By June or July, Dr. Fuse could be the biggest wallet on VeVe ahead of Bezosman. He very well could. I'd like to see it. Well, Mamas, thank you for being a member. Says, you ain't getting my ultra rare, Mr. MC1. You ain't getting it. All right, let's continue on here. I haven't gone over like any of the news. Let's take a look. See here. Yesterday, all my troubles seems up. Sorry. What did we get up to yesterday? Cynthia Loomis calls to update U.S. reserves of Bitcoin. The Bitcoin reserve could be audited anytime, 24/7, with a basic computer. Preach. Speaking of audits, yeah, they want to do an audit of Fort Knox. And the reason why I'm for this is because I remember in 2014, Germany wanted some of their gold back. And it is unlikely that the US had their gold to begin with, because instead of just giving them their, like everyone's gold, whether it's Switzerland, whether it's Germany, Russia, it doesn't matter. It's stamped with like 0.999, like how many, like how pure gold it is. It's stamped by that country. It has their seal. And the US did not give that back. They gave back gold, but they're not sure it was the original German gold. They had melted it down first. Why? They claimed it was kind of easier for transportation. I don't think so. But they melted it down first. They transported it, and then Germany was pissed. Like, what the fuck? This isn't our gold. Or if it is, like, how can we tell? You melted away the crest. I'm almost certainly positive that we do not have as much gold as we say we do down in Fort Knox. Who's been getting that gold? I don't know. I mean, they made a whole freaking movie about it with Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Great movie. Great movie. And yeah, so I remember that and then you have on top of that, people saying like, listen, we haven't updated the value of gold for quite a while. Let's update the value. give us more money on the balance sheet, and let's sell a certain amount of it and buy Bitcoin. How much gold does the U.S. own? Let's take a look see here. Because again, it's a lot easier to keep track of. How much gold does the U.S. have? 8,133 tons of gold. Oh, that's in its reserve, the largest amount in the world. How much gold? Much is the U.S. gold reserve worth? The U.S. gold reserve about $765 billion. What is Bitcoin's market cap? 1.9 trillion. Okay, 1.9 trillion. They can get like 30%. Like just switch it to Bitcoin. It's easier. Yeah, if they could do that, not only do they go like who else is buying? I know other countries are buying gold, they're buying silver, whatever. Cool. Store that. Like try to spend that. That's fine. What they could do is they could take the gold, dump it, make everyone else's gold worth less because like the gold, there's more gold. Like it's inflationary. There's more gold that's mined every day, and this is before Elon Musk takes his satellites and drills on asteroids. There's a crazy amount of these minerals and elements in asteroids, and Elon Musk will find it, and it'll be worth a ton. It's inflationary. I do not believe this is something that we would want long term. And at the end of the day, if he were to do that, if Trump and team were to do that, get like 8 million Bitcoin, maybe not that much, maybe like 4 million Bitcoin, whatever. That's fine. Do that. Get that bread. And then again, it's much easier to track. Tell every other country, hey, we're giving back your gold. We don't want it. You guys take that down. And then what you do there is you say like, hey, yeah, China, good luck with your gold. Germany, Ukraine, everywhere else, good luck with your gold. We don't want it. You don't have to guard Fort Knox anymore. Why would you need to? Well, it's only 275 of 2400 MC1 Ultra Rares in the hands of trader slippers, and take 8 to 12 months for MC1 Ultra Rare to reach the same status as uncommon and rare. No Bitcoin. Yikes. What's up, Bitcoin BNW? I mean, why would I want it right now? I mean, let's say Bitcoin goes to 250. Let's say it does a 2.5x. And 250 is a lot, but let's say it does that. Okay, every single thing else that I have will go up much higher than 2.5x. Start with the cat. Oh! Why collect Charizard? Well, it depends. I mean, what set you're going on? My favorite Charizard is the Charizard in the Gym Challenge set. That's Blaine's Charizard. As far as worth, you have the first edition Charizard base set. You have the Shadowless Charizard base set, those PSA 10s. The unlimited Charizard base set 10s are, I don't even know how much they are. They're still a decent amount, but there's so many of those. Outside of that, I guess next would be probably Gold Star Charizard. I think that's worth like 30K almost, maybe 28, 29K. Then after that, I think Legendary Collection Charizard's probably like 10 or 15K. And then would probably be the Blaine's Charizard in Gym Challenge. That always outperformed the Rocket Charizard because the Rocket Charizard is there's just more of them, the supply. But yeah, the Blaine's Charizard first edition is just like Ken Sugimori artwork is just incredible. So I collect them because they're Charizard. It's like the Pokemon that everyone's always collected and coveted for years, decades now. JKRB is amazing how I can buy 5 plus key comics for just $10. Yeah, I know, right? Right? It's nuts. It's nuts. Today, yeah. Okay. OpenAI in talks to open source new large language AI model. Didn't they just whack that whistleblower? I do not trust them at all. I do not trust them as far as we can throw them. How Elon just exposed 394 million people in the US are getting paid Social Security, with 16 million of those over the age of 119. The fraud and waste in this country is absolutely insane. I'm glad that he's uncovering it. And Democrat, Republican, I don't care. If you're stealing from the country, you're stealing from the taxpayer, jail. Send them all to jail. Committing fraud on our dime. The fudge out of here. Anyway, U.S. government looks to ban the purchase of junk food using food stamps following Health Secretary RFK Jr.'s confirmation. This one I have a little bit of like, so I'm a snacker. I love junk. Like, I understand. So I'll go it from both sides. Bro, these are our tax dollars, and you're using them to buy like soda with high fructose corn syrup. Like you're already fat, and you're using ours to get like fatter. So this way, like if you're on food stamps and you need like medical care, like that, again, more to the taxpayer. You probably don't have health insurance. Like that's just a recipe for disaster and for just to cost a lot more. So I'm 100% on board with them saying like, yeah, use it to buy eggs and meat and fish and just stuff like actual real food, not this processed stuff. So that's one side of the argument. The other side of the argument is just like, bro, like let a kid have his chips, you know, like let, you know, if you're like a single mom of 3 on food stamps, bro, just like let your kids be happy. Like just get them a soda, get them shit. Like I understand that side as well, but also I understand that like, yeah, you should be feeding your kids nutritious foods. You should be having them eat like fruit and a lot of vegetables and a lot like meal. Like, but again, obviously, when you have a couple of kids, sometimes and you're working like 50, 60 hours a week, like, bro, I'm not doing this shit every night. We're getting pizza. We're getting this. Like, we're, you know, and again, sometimes kids are picky. I'm not a parent, so I don't know. Again, I see both sides. I do lean more towards the side of, hey, just because I know people that have just like sold their food stamps. And so there was this guy that I knew that he was I thought he had died multiple times because he would like go away for a couple, like he'd be drunk every day as soon as he got paid, drunk, and then you wouldn't see him for like a week because he was drunk all the time, drunk at work, drunk everywhere. Anyway, he would sell his food stamps and he would use that to buy alcohol. Just because you say, hey, you're no longer allowed to buy these things with food stamps, people will sell their food stamps at a discount, and then they'll buy those things anyway. But yeah, I at the end of the day, I definitely do lean more towards, yeah, definitely buy real food stamps, and with other money, just buy normal stuff. Let's move on here. Ben Rose had said yesterday, incredibly powerful masterclass from legendary UK athletics coach Frank Dick. Winning is being better today than you were yesterday, every day. I happen to feel like Ben Rose has really taken that to heart, really taken that personally, saying, just keep on doing better than yesterday. We believe in you, Ben. We believe in you. So I guess this was posted by Boky, Boky 1000 over on Binance Square. Saying few people know that the largest testing of the geolocation metaverse with real locations and real resources is currently underway. Currently being tested by about 150 users. When he says that, he means people that are like streaming Earth 2 version 1. And it is the project Earth 2 and its token Essence, ESS. Is an even bigger unknown with a total market cap of $1 billion. It's less than that, which will be divided into 3 halvings with he's talking about 1 billion tokens, which will be divided into 3 halvings with already 10 plus utilities and more to come. ETH, forget mana and sand. Essence is the future. Preach, my man. Where was I? Well, 3,000. That's nuts. A lot of money laundering, a lot of that stuff. Now, I do know that Social Security's benefits, there's something I read like 20 years ago where this one guy that was in like the Civil War, so let's say he was born in like 1840 or 1840s, fought in the Civil War, at 20, And then, so let's say like 60. So let's say at 1920, he's like 80. Yeah, let's say at like 1910, right? He's like 70. And then, there's some dude that had like a kid at like 88. Anyway, let's say he had a daughter like late in life at like 70 in like 1910. The daughter was collecting his Civil War Social Security's benefits while she was like 90. It was in the 90s. She was like 80 something years old. And it's like, yeah, there's one person still. I guess that's the deal that they had set up back in the day. So I understand how sometimes in those really strange cases that the person could be like 200 years old or at least over 100 and that happening. But yeah, having 3,000, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah, fraud, money laundering. Several other casting. Another thing too is there are a lot of Forbes magazine placed on tables throughout the world and business doctors' offices. You name it, my man. You know what it is. You know what it is. Ryan McNutt over on VeVe Facebook saying it's been over a year since I bought anything really logged in, but today I did, and the prices hurt my soul. But I do think I got a deal. I noticed only 3 of these on the market, with 2 of them priced over $500, but snagged this D23 silver one for $35. Good for him. People still love VeVe. They still do. Could you have? Or was I? Josh Rodwell over on the VeVe Facebook saying, I'm so glad some of my Star Wars collection is digital. For every one of these, where he's got this really big box that takes up like half his body, for every one of these 1/4 scale statues I own, I have to keep shelf space for the statue, storage space for the empty box in case of resale, and have to worry about security and condition of the item itself. Storage for a bunch of big empty boxes like this is the worst. That's why I like VeVe and the benefits of digital collecting. My man gets it. On 22 January, VeVe had gone on and posted saying like, hey, we hear you. While this may only be day 1 of our commitment to communication and transparency for the community, we will continue to work towards delivering on the utilities and features the community has requested. Jeremy Padower had commented yesterday, day 1, exchanges, utility, sprint. That's been my message since 2021. I understand that. I don't think Jeremy is looking at, I don't think he has really any crypto outside of OMI. Just because you get on exchanges doesn't mean that people are going to want to buy the token. Let's say this isn't Jeremy's argument. Let's say this is random person argument. When exchanges, when utility, when Moon, when stonks. Again, just because you have exchanges doesn't mean that people are going to, we have OKX and we had BitGet, and BitGet released us because nobody was buying the token. Now it seems that they've had $1 million in volume every day for the last 7 days. So it seems that part 1 of this plan is slowly moving. 1.1 million right now. So the volume is slowly getting there. But again, you need a reason for people to want to buy the token. Utility. So again, it's coming, and I feel like because Jeremy's so busy, because he's so successful in other areas, because he's had to deal with so much crap from the fire, doesn't really have a lot of time in general to keep up with the project. So I don't think he knows what they're doing with Stacker. I don't think he knows what they're doing with the affiliate marketing program. I don't think he knows what they're doing with VeVeverse. I don't think he knows really anything that they're working on, because from his point of view, it's just like, guys, what's going on? Are you even working on anything? If you don't have your finger to the pulse and you don't know the going on of the company, you're going to think exactly like Jeremy thinks. There's like, hey, when is this? Come on, guys. And again, you need to have some of this utility out before you go on exchanges. And then also you have that court hearing, which the court case is over, waiting for a ruling. Don't know when that's going to be, but that might have something to do with it as well. How to buy OMI? Yep. Okay, just in Bumper went crazy down yesterday. Argentine lawyers file fraud charges in criminal court against President Javier Milei for promoting a crypto rug pull. No, OpenAI cannot be trusted. Casual the voice says comic book giveaway from his collection, Dazzler #1 in a soft slap. Rules for that: you have to repost, comment, like, and tag one collector. That ends today, so that might be over. But the prize is a physical, uncirculated comic transferred digitally via Upper Deck e-Pack. Must be available in your country. Not a sponsored giveaway. I have no idea what even that is, but if you want it, he's willing to do it. Where was I? Pink Panther says, "What's the lifespan of meme coins today? 1 hour or 1 or 2 hours?" I don't know. I typically don't invest in them. I don't really look at them. There's a couple of meme communities that are going to be in the DACAT comic that'll be on VeVe, but yeah, I really don't invest in a lot of those. I says, "I'm a simple man. Give me that Lord of the Rings IP." Girl, same. I would love it. Also, what's up, Pink Panther? Yes, nice shave. Oh, thank you. Every now and then, do a little shave. VeVe Digital Collectibles here says lots of news upcoming. Stay tuned, fam. Yeah, I think there is. I think there is news coming. We have 11 days before the end of the month. Maybe something comes towards the end of the month. I don't know. But when they say soon, well, they just said lots of news upcoming. They didn't say soon. But yeah, I'm gonna guess VeVe's not saying that unless it's like, hold on. I don't think they're saying that to release something in August. I think they're saying that because there's some news coming pretty soon. Is that because of what VeVe said or because of my shave? Let me know. Give us a sneak peek. No, we can't ask for that. Great to see VeVe here. Look forward to all the news. I agree. I look forward to it as well. U.S. Russia-Ukraine war talk set for Tuesday in Saudi Arabia. Let's go. Bring back this peace. Bring back this peace. Why? Because the markets love stability and they hate war and instability. So if you want your bags to go up, you pray for peace. D1 and only says VeVe Radio presented by the Real UC Pod. Tune in to your weekly dose of digital nostalgia, sponsored by VeVe Comics. Join me, Raven100, and the Biggest Bro as we welcome Market Smart as our special guest for our CGC segment of the show. Time is 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on February 18th. It'll be on Spaces. VeVe and VeVe Comics be sponsoring a lot. Get that bread, guys. VeVe Digital Collectibles says, we had a happy Valentine's Day, and the two random winners of the giveaway were JJ Crypto and Phil Nice 272. JJ Crypto got the Are You Ready, and Phil Nice got the Secret Rare. Awesome. Something that I wanted to read from Mr. MC1. Speak of the devil. We love Mr. MC1. Don said, great to see VeVe here. Look forward to all the news. Mr. MC1 says, imports of U.S. motorcycles, e.g. Harley-Davidson, in India. India used to charge 50% import duty on U.S. bikes. U.S. charges 4 to 5% import duty on Indian bikes. Trump's threat of retaliatory, aka reciprocal, equal import duty, just led to Harley-Davidson getting a somewhat fair deal in India. Indian government changes. For the 1600cc and above motorcycles, the customs duty was slashed significantly from 50% import duty to 30% for the fully built imported bikes. For the ones coming in through semi-knockdown or SKD kits, the duty comes from 25% to 20%. While the completely knockdown kits, they come down from 15% to 10%. Many who worry about the 25% retaliatory U.S. import duty on foreign goods have no idea how other countries have been charging U.S. companies disproportionately with very high import duties above 40 or 50% to protect their own domestic markets from U.S. products, and these threats just help level the playing field. For your information, Indian import duty on U.S. cars above 40,000 value was 100%, and they just decided to reduce it to 70 preemptively before U.S. applies retaliatory import duty on Indian cars and other products into the U.S. Food for thought for those opposing U.S. threats of retaliatory, reciprocal, aka equal, import duty, back at them. Yeah, guys, be advised, this is a good thing. And I'll say another good thing for both sides here. in this particular, so you see Trump shaking the hands of a lot of veterans over here. Obama did the same thing. I remember Obama he came to my base a couple of times, very respectful to the troops, very respectful to the people that he met there. So shout out to Obama and shout out to President Donald Trump for just respecting the troops. No, I'm not going over that. Yeah, I did 60 minutes, such liars. I went over the bumper stuff. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, USAID spending in 2023 was 38 billion, less than 1% of the federal budget. Yeah, what is it? It's 38 billion. It's only 1%, but cut 1% of the budget 50 times and you've cut the budget in half. Bars is audit Fort Knox and weigh those bars to see if they're proper metal weight for the size. Yeah. Upcoming, yeah, what is the upcoming news? I don't know. Believes Crypto says, what's your favorite meme coin right now? I said definitely DACAT token. They have a comic going on VeVe later this year, and there's a good amount of utility coming for the token also. He said my favorite, obviously, because Crappy Bird sponsors the channel. Gotta love Crappy Bird as well. I have a bit of Crappy Bird. I will not sell until Crappy Bird reaches a $10 million market cap. Then I'll sell a little bit. Yep. Social Security stuff went over. Post on paper checks. The Treasury processed 116 million paper checks in fiscal year 2024. In fiscal year 2023, 25 billion in tax refunds were delayed or lost due to returned or expired checks. Treasury maintains a physical lockbox network to collect checks for tax, IRS, passport, State Department, etc. Costs approximately $2.40 per check to maintain this lockbox network. The leading paper checks would save at least $750 million per year. This is what we need to do. Got to upgrade. Gold Star first edition. Gold Star Charizard. So there's Gold Star and then there's a first edition, but there's no Gold Star first edition. Unless there's a Gold Star first edition. No, I was going to say Gold Star first edition in Japan, in Japanese, but I don't think that is. Yeah, Gold Star PSA 10 Charizard is like $30,000. Maybe you find someone that can sell for maybe like 25K. But yeah, first edition Charizard PSA 10 is like hundreds of thousands. PSA 9 is much, much less. 8 is less than that. So for DACAT, did I mention that DACAT is on the cover of a physical magazine? Send me the link to that physical magazine. I'm not going to know where. Oh, all right. So Emoji's hosting a space right now. It's sponsored by VeVe as well. VeVe be sponsoring everyone. I do want to go to that. After this, I'll go to it. I'll let you got Jesus. Notifications are insane. We'll win too. Connections on current platforms. Yep, agreed. Do you know that German police conducted raids on citizens for posting memes? What the fudge? German police are crazy. So thankful that America has freedom of speech. Mouse a sample drill those gold bars too. I don't want things that. Yeah. I want it. Debbie to the moon, dude. I cannot wait for this to go up. And when it does, I'll buy some more OMI and I'll buy some more Definity. Give me that, girl. Give it to me, baby. I brought the cat living 202 Creative Lifestyle Magazine. Oh, all right. Let's see where we're at here. You gave me one in. Actually, I guess I never did that. I never asked y'all to smash that like button. It's a free way to help. Oh, hold on. You can't even see it there. Smash that like button. Okay, it's on X that you gave that to me. I don't know if I can click on it if it's. Oh lordy. Oh God. I can't. Can you send that to me via DM, Sephiroth Cat? Por favor. Meow. I mainly do the VeVe comment. Don't worry, Rander's nuts all around. Thanks, Mikey. Thanks, fam. Randy doesn't promote. He simply shares. Me, yeah. That I do. The cat link tree. Okay, well, yep, we'll go up here. Got to give this a straight fire for the cat link tree. And I think the contract address and Telegram and all that for the cat is down below. If you want to get some, obviously that's just not this. I mean, is it sponsored by I mean, I'm kind of the owner, so it doesn't talking about my own stuff. DeVVE says love from the cat fam. I'll put love with a heart over there to get people interested. Okay. Michael says, Randy, OMI price continues to drop. It's been 4 years of you puffing your chest saying critics are wrong. What you say these days? Well, 4 years ago I was a millionaire, so I was clearly right at that point in time. They're still wrong. They're just not patient. A lot of people, especially people coming from TradFi, they invest in stuff for like years. I mean, if you had bought Amazon in the 90s, like 4 years later, you would have lost money. Actually, let me do this here. Let me go to my good friend Jeremy's thing, and I'll type in Amazon on his X. Give it to me, baby. Can't believe Amazon didn't exist. All right. By September 2001, Amazon stock had dropped 93% from $85 per share to just $5 per share in 18 months. $20,000 invested would be $1,175. If you sold, you'd have lost 93%. If you held until March of 22, you would have $775,000. So again, people tend to go in and I want to try and find the actual post that he had posted in the past, but I don't have it. Yeah, Amazon was not good for quite a while. Netflix still isn't technically profitable. Like there's a lot. So that's what I would say. On a long enough timeline, good like there was no upward movement for Tesla in like 6 years, like 2013 to 2019. I'll show you the chart. Go to Yahoo Finance, search for symbols, TSLA. Sounds so beautiful. Let's do all. Can I expand this here? Oh lordy, why can't I expand this? I don't know why it's not letting me expand this. All right. If you see down there, from 2014 to 2019, it barely moved. It barely moved for 5 years. And I remember I was there. People were like, oh, Tesla's not profitable. Their cars explode. They're not manufacturers. And people saying oh, they're a car. Even in 2019, when they started going up, in 2020, they had that K-shaped recovery. Yeah, Jim Chanos and all of these professional analysts are just there's no other car company that did this. This is ridiculous, overvalued. Yeah, for a car company, but they're a software company that just happen to make cars. People were. This is what I've seen in veterinarians. Some veterinarians that come from lesser colleges, they'll be like, okay, here's the symptoms. Let's put it into any one of these diseases that we know. And then veterinarians from better colleges would say okay, here's the symptoms and let's rule out everything and let's test. And now most of the time they'll be like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be one of these three things. But a lot of veterinarians from a lot of those better colleges, they just have a different way of working. They have a different way of looking at the problems and symptoms, and they would be right 99.999% of the time. When you have these, even professional analysts that go on and try to fit a new disruptive company into the old way of measuring things, it doesn't work. Because you can't measure Tesla like a car, and you can't say that, yeah, OMI's not doing anything, while completely ignoring the fact that the business is disruptive, making money, the clear winner in their space. So again, I'm right. It's just not reflecting in the price at this time. So I made a video the other day of saying why I'll get 1 billion OMI, and it's because the price has been savagely thwarted by the bear market, and it's not the only one. Let's take a look at Flow. Flow for a long time was in the top 100. It's not anymore. It's like number 108. And let's take a look at its max volume here. June 18th of 2022, it was $1.30. Today, it's 52 cents. Nothing but going down for 3 years. Actually, yeah, 3 years ago, I was still a millionaire. So yeah, 4 years ago, I don't even think I had OMI for you. I think I had a little OMI, but 3 years ago, I had that. So 3 years ago, everyone was even, yeah. Say 3 years ago, I had that. But again, everyone's been going down for those same 3 years. And again, Flow is on like every exchange in the world has 29 million in volume, $812 million market cap. And again, based on the chart, based on the chart of June going from $1, it looks like it's dead the last 3 years, but it's not. Again, the chart's like that chart looks like OMI's chart. Look at that chart. Look at OMI's chart. Looks very similar. Take away the first couple of months, but it looks like the exact same thing. Looks like it's just been dead for a couple of years. And again, I'm just going to present that information, and people that want to, they can interpret that however they want. Call yourself my send it to you in Telegram. Okay, copy. Oh no, my blankie, no. Okay. Where are you? Chavez Cat. Okay. Oh, so yeah. Living 202, the coin issue. DACAT's on. Oh, that's so heckin' cool. That's so heckin' dope. I love that. It's packed with insights. In this limited release edition, we spotlight the innovative DACAT coin and dive into the making of a strong meme community. Gotta love that, Brett. Time for OMI to start going up. Hope some positive vectors hit soon. I'd give it a couple months, but yeah, I'm pretty bullish and pretty excited. The cat saying meow. I have a lot of people saying meow. Oh yeah. Oh lordy, there's a lot of comments on here. The cat is built to win memes, VeVe, strong tokenomics, and real revenue. Not many projects check all those boxes. It's only a matter of time before the nerd world catches on for sure. And plus, the cat was on the cover of Living 202. Gotta love these people. These people are awesome. Everyone, say at some point, everyone in the nerd world will hear about the cat. I think that we will attract meme supporters because cats are awesome. We'll be on VeVe, hopefully in multiple ways. So the VeVe crowd will like us. The token supply is not hyperinflationary. In fact, we can soon be deflationary, and we'll be making money as well. I don't think many other tokens out there have this much working for. And if it doesn't happen, then we were wrong. But I've never gotten a position this size wrong. I do not believe I'm stacking more. The cat is everywhere. And there are people that are quite a bit smarter than I am that are like, I don't know if you know how much OMI Dr. Profit has. It's in the tens of billions. And I don't know if you know what Stacker is or what's being built. I'm imagining that outside of the tens of millions that he's spent on OMI, that he's probably spent another couple million building Stacker and building teams for doing stuff that hasn't even been announced yet. Where do you think it's going to go? Again, expect people to be themselves. Expect Dr. Profit to do what's good for Dr. Profit. And obviously, it's going to be great for everyone. Like, okay, expect Dr. Profit to do what's good for Dr. Profit. What is good for Dr. Profit? OMI Go Moon. Okay. I'm going to trust that a billionaire is going to make money because that's what he's good at. And if I know what he holds, like OMI, I am also going to hold OMI. Follow the money, man. This is not hard. Now again, that's what I'm doing. Other people might be like, "Yo, bro, the token's dead." Prophet's just trying to build something so he can use people as exit liquidity. Okay, if you believe that, sure. And again, others might. But I know him. He's a friend. He's a good dude. He's building something that'll last decades. Obviously, David and Dan, same thing. Hold multiple billions of OMI, and they haven't sold a cent of it. Cat is everywhere. Agreed, man. If it does not happen, on the risk we all took by buying a smaller and lesser known token that could not make it. But again, if part of the reason why, again, people were talking about Bumper being closed down yesterday, and like, hey, Bumper's dead, they're in liquidation. I legit went to Bumper. I went to Jonathan and I was like, hey, what do you guys need? Like, give us part of the company, give us a crazy deal on tokens, and I'll raise it for you. But thankfully, well, maybe not thankfully, future me would have liked this to happen. But thankfully, like, no, that was a mistake. That's for an old entity. It's closed down. We never used it. We're fine. We don't need money. We're good. If that's what I was doing for Bumper, where I have like not nearly as much faith in Bumper as I do VeVe, what do you guys think I would do? Like, VeVe will survive. VeVe does not need me. I could be wiped off the face of the earth tomorrow. I don't even have to. I could just quit. You'd never see me again, and VeVe would be fine. There is no scenario in which VeVe needs any one person. Now, obviously, if someone were having to adopt a profit, okay, yeah, that makes it a little harder. And he is working on a lot of stuff. So outside of Dr. Profit, VeVe essentially doesn't need any one person. They're still making. Again, you had the Lambo drop that was considered a failure in a lot of people's eyes, and they still grossed $20-something thousand. What other digital collectibles companies doing that? No one. And again, that was a failed drop. Isn't that a problem in the Gudenzi lawsuit? I don't think anymore. I think that lawsuit went away. For him and for Profit and Gudenzi. Obviously, the Forbes and Gudenzi lawsuit is still technically going on. The case is like, the hearing's like done with. They just need to work on the ruling. So whatever the ruling is, and I don't know when we get that. I'm say a couple months. What is this? DACAT on ETH. Yep, preach DACAT on ETH. Forbes. Oh wow, there's a lot of. Anyway, let's go over more of the news. Oh wow, yeah, there's still more of the news. U.S. drowning in debt as Dems fight spending cuts. First 4 months of fiscal year, $838 billion deficit. That's 15% higher than last year, and Democrats are still rocking Trump and Doge's attempts to trim federal spending. Numbers are staggering. Interest payments now exceed military spending, with the total debt hitting $36 trillion. Yeah, that's nuts. We need to get that bread. In a crime, I'm not even gonna read this with what Germany's doing. It's freaking insane. I love that. On this day 10 years ago, me and my friends were the coolest punk rockers ever. We were so punk. It was amazing. I love that. Real question is, when are you getting bullish on OMI? 4 years is gonna take. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll get bullish on OMI after this. Who is this? Yeah, dude, that is nuts. President sneered at this is so stupid. Oh, DEVVE reached 10,000 holders. Whoop whoop. 10,000 DEVVE holders and growing. Welcome to all new community members, and a massive thank you to our early supporters. Per reach. Dr. Fuse says, hey, Randy, great discussion. I'll come on the channel at some point. Love everyone here. My man. My bae. I can't wait. Also, I have to talk to you about... hold on. Oh, God. I completely X'd out of that chat without having to... Can't wait to talk to you about the comic I'm writing. Meow, 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 meow. And then I will send him this. Do you ever feel like a misfit? Everything inside you is dark and twisted. Oh, but it's okay to be different. This baby, so am I. Sorry. Hi, Dr. Fuse. Yes, definitely got to. Preach. Someone just burnt 500 ETH by sending it to 0x000 and wrote the following message. The bosses of Quant Investment, Feng Jin and Zhu Yuji, used brain-computer weapons to persecute all company employees and former employees, and even themselves were controlled. Dr. Prophet says, brain-computer weapon? Where can I buy this, Elon Musk? That's nuts. Oh, speaking of Dr. Fuse, purchased 2,247 collectibles this week. If you want to go and be in the top 500, you need to have 1,681. You want to be in the top 10, you need 14,672. You want to be in the top 5, you need 19,075. You want to be in the top 3, you need 22,932. The amazing collection you're building. Yeah, dude, what Fuse is building is nothing short of miraculous. Again, buying 2,200 things this week, 36,494 collectibles is nuts. It's insane. Gotta love him for it. Nope. Oh, be advised, guys. There's something called DEVVE event, DEVVEEVENT. They're trying to scam people, saying like, "Oh, go claim your new DEVVE." Just be advised on that. Must Stop Murad, who has 700,000 followers over on X, says Ethereum-based meme coins are about to outperform in a major way over the coming weeks. What does he know? Standard Chartered, Animoca Brands, and HKT established a joint venture to issue HKD-backed stablecoin. Digital asset investment products saw the first significant outflows totaling $415 million following an unprecedented 19-week post-U.S. election inflow streak that amassed $29.4 billion. That's nuts. DEVVE goes on and they post, DEVVE enables real-world asset tokenization with excellent scalability and lightning-fast Layer 1 transaction speeds. Will Stewart, a veteran in global finance, recently joined DEVVE Digital's board to drive institutional adoption, reinforcing DEVVE's position as a key player in financial evolution. With scalability solutions maturing, attention is shifted to perhaps the most transformative application of blockchain in traditional finance, asset tokenization. Hey, Garbies, I'm rooting for you to be able to be crowned the top VeVe collector, Dr. Fuse. Trying to read Bezoj Man at some point. Grabbed a few. Oh, damn! You grabbed a few. What is this guy doing, bro? Hold on. Why is this? I got. Dr. Fuse, I got the 101. I got the 41. Congrats on the 101. Honestly, Dr. Fuse, I would rather you grab a bunch of DACAT comic as opposed to my 41s, but if you want one, you totally deserve one. On this day in 2013, Bitcoin reached $50 for the first time. On this day, 2025, Bitcoin is 97,000. Now, I wonder, didn't Bitcoin hit $500 in 2013? Does that mean Bitcoin goes to 10x from here? No. But can it go to 2, 3x from here? It's possible. When do you think they drop VeVeverse? I know they're trying for Q1. Being super optimist, March. Being conservative, sometime in Q2, mid Q2. May. I'd say May. But, who knows? They could surprise us. We'll see. CryptoJack says Texas Senate to hold public hearing on February 18th to discuss the strategic Bitcoin reserve bill. Freaking amazing. It's heckin' ridiculous. I've been going for about an hour 43. I do want to get to Emoji's space. I wonder if he's still holding that space. I'll go in if he is. Actually, I could just go on while I'm listening here. God, Emoji, what's your freaking... All right, he messaged me. I'm going to have to find it. It was Emoji, right? Okay, he is still in the space. I'm going to start listening in the space. A lot more to get through. And I'm going to request
appreciation and love for you. And, I started out with the question as far as, well, what's in a name? And how do you And I
Hey,
hope
I'm a
from
speaker.
tonight, as the night goes on, and more people get to talk, you can see for yourself
the impression that VeVe Magic has left on us.
Those that you have
VeVe Magic is going to be okay. So that'll be a second. So she's going to be a collectible on VeVe. Epico is making a collectible of her. She is. Hold on a second. They're making a collectible of her. She's great. I love VeVe Magic. She's awesome. She's pretty cool. She's pretty chill. He is. Who is what? Yeah. I don't know what I'll say to her. Oh God, I just farted. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You can't smell it. I'm so hungry. I've been on a diet. I've been in a caloric deficit forever. All right, let's see what he's saying.
I know Silicone would be
Oh,
is very
feels,
proud to see
feels.
this looking down. Very excited to see her continue to grow. And once again, that is from Johnny Dunn.
Johnny Dunn.
Well, Johnny's the best.
Oh, is she crying?
I love him. He's such a sweetheart. I met him like once or twice in person, but he's just such a ray of light. So much positive energy and love to give.
Doge at Fort Knox asking a guard, "Where's the gold?"
Because that's no G right there.
Guard's like,
he's just an all-around good guy, great vibes, and man, I really, really appreciate those words. It's very sweet. Definitely appreciate you, Johnny. All right.
heck is that?
Dang. Okay, we got Mahalo, we got Randy, and we got Sanjay. Okay. Let's go to Mahalo first.
All right, Mahalo first. Mahalo first.
Good, Mahalo, how are you doing?
Hey, congrats, Magic. Yo, Millie, I mean, I'm sorry. Hey, Magic, have you seen Dragon Ball yet, bro?
Dragon Ball. Oh, no spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. I know the spoilers. The spoilers are great.
For you. One of us, man. You're one of those DJs here that got to be immortalized in the game. So that's really fucking badass. Knowing you for this, since Silicon introduced you to us, I'm glad to get to know you. I'm still jealous that I missed out on that DCon Disney Day when everybody went there because, I had to clock out for my girl at the time. But, hanging out with you in the spaces and getting competitive on all this game stuff has always been fun. I still need to kick your butt.
Hey, VeVe's there.
So, that's in my agenda to kick your butt there one time. Not gonna happen. Oh, it will.
Thank you, Mahalo. I love you, and I cherish all the time that we've spent in spaces, building community, like what this space is about, DJing, just having a good time, getting to know each other on different levels.
Learning from each other, too. You learn from me, I learn from you.
I've learned from you?
You haven't learned how to grade your comics through me?
Okay, fair. Fair. No, you have been an amazing resource. Like, man, Mahalo is the man, the beast, even though I block him sometimes at these Comic Cons.
Yeah, you magic back me, man.
I got to. But no, he's like held my hand and stood in line with me for over an hour at CGC, helping me figure out how to grade my books. Like, he's been just super helpful and resourceful. And then we've had awesome times, dude. Austin, Texas was like the precursor to the Magic Mansion. Then we had the Magic Mansion. And we have so much fun just playing games and vibing out, and all those moments in time are just like invaluable to me. Like, you can't monetize that shit. Like, that's what has made me addicted to events. Is just special moments of just being around people that you love. That everything. You want to cherish those times. You want to go to every single, I want to be at every single event, because all that time with all these different people is just everything to me. I'd rather be at these events, meeting people in real life, than just talking on a phone screen to people. Like to put faces and voices to PFPs and build actual real human connections is something so special and so significant. And when you're at these events and you can look around, I'm very observant and I like to people watch, and you can see other outside people walking by these booths, seeing all of us hugging each other. That you don't see that at cons. That is very special and unique to VeVe. And I have to give the Sandwich credit because we help create that magic. We do, the three of us.
Oh, she said magic.
And no. And did I work in event bro? But people walk by and there is a longing of like, what is this? I want to be part of this. Everyone's smiling, everyone's happy. There's all these people in a group. What am I missing out on? That's something very, very special that I only see with VeVe. And I really, really want to continue it. I want to be at everything this year. I don't know what's going to happen, but I really want to. And yeah, Mahal, I just really look forward to every time that we get to hang out with you in person because you're a good dude. You're good people. So thank you.
Good people.
Definitely.
I'll be a bad people.
Hello. Shall I say King Khan in the building? Now, I know we do have Randy, we got Nino, we got Mr. MC1, but we're going to go back and forth with some of these messages too. And the next one that we have is a recorded message. Are you ready for who this one is from?
Probably not.
A recorded message.
So this one is from across the pond. Our lovely feathered friend, Mr. Falcon.
Ah, Falcon.
He has a few words for you.
Magic. Hello, Mr. Falcon here. I just want to say congratulations on having yourself immortalized in collectible form. Much deserved. You are a brilliant representative of the VeVe community. And your collectible is super cool, like you are. In fact, the first time I met you was at London Decon, and I thought, oh, he's way too cool for me to hang out with. But since then, I don't know, either I've become cooler, or you're like not as cool as I thought you were, or maybe cool isn't what I thought it was. But it's been really.
Can someone translate this into American, please?
And thank you for your support and encouragement and kindness through all these strange, turbulent times. It's always lovely to hang out with you, and you're just such a genuine, lovely person, and really funny as well. There actually aren't many people that can make me properly laugh, but you are one of them. I laugh politely, but no, really, really, you are. And I like your silliness because I like to be silly too. And your enthusiasm, which is a very underrated quality, and your excitement for things. So, congratulations, and I do hope I get to see you in person at some point this year.
Oh, that was so nice.
Sorry, I didn't stay up till like 2 a.m., but I'm an old man and I need my sleep. Hi, Moji. Hi, everyone. Bye.
That was Mr. Falcon. Where's my yay?
Yay. Who is that?
I'm going to have words with him in the morning.
What did you do?
Oh, Falcon. Yeah, Falcon and I have become really close. We exchange voice notes probably on a daily basis. We're very close to that.
Dr. Stuff put his hand up.
We've connected on a personal level, and he knows some of the stuff that I'm going through right now, and he's just so lovely and just so sweet, and it's just crazy. I remember meeting him at Decon London, and him coming up to me like almost like tiptoeing, and I'm like looking around like, me? Like, you're Falcon. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I mean, I hadn't seen his face until then, but I knew who Falcon was. Like,
oh my God, my neck.
Like, say what?
Oh, that did not feel good.
Wanted to meet me, and I'm like, but why? Like, you're a vaultaholic. Like, you're insane. Like, I don't get it. And it's just crazy to see, like, the growth of friendships in this space. And he's one of my very, very dear friends now that we can talk about collectibles. We can talk about VeVe, we can talk about life. Like, he's a true friend of mine, and it was so amazing having him as part of the booth staff in New York, and he was so amazing. Like, he was so good, and he and I have a very, very similar personality types, and very much vibe on that. And I know that he had a lot of anxiety and stress going into it, but he slayed. Like, he's one of those that just doesn't know how good he is. He just, in all facets, does not understand how special and talented and just good of a person he is. And man, I hope he starts seeing that more and more, because I know all of us see that in him.
I have to pee.
Yeah, he's just such a bright star, and I love him so much. That was very sweet. But yeah, I'm gonna chew him out for that.
Well, appreciate Falcon for the words. I do know Randy is next on deck. I see Doc with his hand up. Did you have something real quick to say? Just because we have a few people on stage.
Yeah, no, just real quick. I
love
you know
Doc.
how you were saying that this wasn't planned? It's so impressive how these people made these recordings, like, even though it's not planned. I just had to point that out.
I think this was planned.
Like, sometimes people just have, like something just...
You called me out like that. I cut that down. That's all. Fairness, Doc, I recorded mine last year because I knew this.
A little bit of a space here. I just want to tell Magic how much I love her.
There you go. See what they say: if you're always ready, you don't got to get ready. See, like that's what it is. But let's go to Randy in the building. Randy Chavez, what's good, bro?
Meow meow. How's it going, fam? Meow meow meow. So I would like to say that I'm very lucky. I know a lot of VeVe fam are over in Cali, but there's a couple of VeVe fam that's over on the East Coast as well. Because I had Omar a lot. They had to Lori Brenner, Queen VeVe, and just and it reminds me of the quote that Sirius Black says to Harry Potter, where he says, "It's a shame that I got to spend so much time with your dad, James, and so little time with you." And I kind of get to see the East Coast peeps relatively whenever I want, but I can really only see you, Magic, at these events, and I would like to see you more. And the DCon event in Vegas that you helped put on, that was incredible. We really, for that was not an official VeVe event. A lot of that stuff that you put on, and we really have to thank those great times. We really have to thank you. It's not every day that people are able to really come together like that. For anyone that's, I guess, over the age of, like, finished high school, been in the military, or whatever, that time has a way of testing those bonds. But it's nights like that you help put together that keep them stronger than ever. And it's nights like that are the ones that we'll never forget. That's not a type of experience that you can buy. That's a type of experience that can only be had by the amazing people. And I just want to thank you for all those great times. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Randy. That was sweet. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I did try to do as much as I could to help, facilitate and make that a beautiful event. And I don't like to be public about a lot of things I do. There's a lot that goes in the background, and I do work really, really, really hard. I'm not an employee. So all y'all people that think I'm an employee, I'm not an employee. I'm just really passion driven, and I really, really love this stuff. So I just really work tirelessly to try and help people, and I can't take all the credit for Vegas at all, because what Arcade did was super special,
VeVe
super
Arcade.
significant.
Where's he at? Where's VeVe Arcade?
With Dee and Hanano and the Biggest Bro and Cricket and everybody else that contributed to that event. Like, they did an absolutely phenomenal job, and I just tried to help facilitate some love in there. And
what is love?
From VeVe, and
maybe don't hurt me.
Obviously, held our own also little get together / mansion, and that was good times. And I'm just really, really passionate about that stuff. And I try. It does, I always come from a place of trying to help. Always may not get delivered in the way that people want, but anything that I do is always from a place of love and really trying to help the community, trying to help the app, trying to help the company. That's all heart. It is all heart. And
it's all heart from here.
Randy, you've been such a dear friend. I remember meeting you at DCOG kickoff and being like, this fucker is crazy, but I like him. He's crazy, but I like him.
First impressions are the best.
You know, you were the one that was there for me when I broke my knee.
Oh, New York, yeah.
I broke my knee and he took me to my hotel and he went down, 20 levels to go get me a bucket of ice. And then, well, did you help me though? Because then you kept me up till 6 a.m. talking about fucking Gilmore Girls and Star Wars. And
my man.
Like, bro, let's just get breakfast. This is crazy. I can't listen to you anymore. Like, I love you, but I can't listen to you anymore.
Yeah, I have to thank you, and I don't think I could ever thank and apologize enough for that night, or just like, so yeah, I do I owe you money? I
Well, you left all your arcade tokens on the dresser.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
I'm always not going to go home because what am I going to do with that? But I ended up taking one. I think it's still in my wallet. I took one as like a little memento from the trip. Of like, I'll remember the day Randy made my ears bleed talking about Gilmore Girls. I love Gilmore Girls. I do too. This guy, you wait, Jamie. I'm going to let you have a talk with him and then you tell me something.
Yeah.
Hey, Randy, if you had a Gilmore Girls quote to describe this moment, what would the quote?
So there's a scene where and this is more love, but this is a loving scene. I think all of us here, there's so much love filled in this room. In season 5, spoilers. I've spoiled for anyone that hasn't seen it. I'm so sorry. Luke is trying to court Lorelai, and then he's just like, what am I doing all this for? Like, she's taken, because Jason had showed up and said like, oh, me and Lorelai are trying to work through stuff. And then they're kind of like fighting, arguing, like just saying like, hey, I thought this was fun. I thought this is what you're supposed to do. And then she says, I do. We did have a moment. This is nice. And Luke goes in. He goes in for the kiss. And then she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, will you just shut up and stand still? Or like stand still and let this happen. And then they kiss. And then again, that moment signifies just love. Like, obviously that's a romantic love, but just stuff like this where we're kind of bickering back and forth, that just kind of reminds me of that lovely moment. And then Kirk running down the stairs naked, but I mean, it's not a VeVe party without someone doing something like that, right? Yeah.
I love that episode. That's when Lorelai opens Dragonfly.
Oh, it's so good. I love you guys.
I have to speak up because of the Gilmore Girls, okay? Because I'm always making fun of Randy. I've never seen it before, and Randy, he quotes them. So I make up quotes because I have no idea what the quotes are, and I just make anything up. And like the one episode of Gilmore Girls, blah blah blah. And he's like, "Would you say that?" Anyways, I was recently sick. I had pneumonia, and he would check on me here and there, and he called this thing. I was like, "Oh, I've been watching Stranger Things," and I'm like, "Oh," he's like, "Watch Gilmore Girls," and I'm like, "Oh, I have no excuse not to watch Gilmore Girls right now." So they actually got me to watch some. I've been watching it. Thank you, Randy. That's all.
Great times. I will next time at the next event. I think the next one I'll go to is hopefully Portugal, but if not, definitely San Diego. And whoever wants to hear me autist dump info about Gilmore Girls for 3 hours, then you can come to whatever bar I'm at or come wherever room I'm staying, and we will have a marathon of Gilmore Girls.
You're on.
Sweet.
Can we do a Dragon Ball marathon instead?
We could do both. We could have like one night for one,
both,
one night
like
for the other.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. The advice. I have to bounce. I'm actually still live. So all right. I love you guys. I will catch you all later. I love you guys. Meow, meow, meow.
Let's go.
Oh, they are good people. Where was I? More passion, more energy. Oh yeah. So I feel like Solana rug pulls is that are going to make DEVVE more sought out as a layer 1 project. 100,000%. DEVVE's just better. They're better at, and they'll actually be meme coins on DEVVE as well, because 8 million transactions per second, T+0 settlement time. There's going to be a bunch of stuff done on DEVVE. Visa and MasterCard payment systems might return soon to Russia, according to Russia's State Duma, which would be great. Russia and the world is healing. I love that as well. Middle Eastern Wealth Fund stacks $437 million worth of Bitcoin. The Sovereign Wealth Fund for Abu Dhabi, the capital city of the United Arab Emirates, reported holding $437 million worth of Bitcoin last quarter, held via BlackRock's IBIT ETF, making one of the largest crypto purchases ever disclosed by an international government entity. The city had previously begun investing in Bitcoin mining 2 years ago. I also have 725 billion asset manager Bernstein says U.S. government could sell some of its gold reserves to purchase Bitcoin. Oh, where have we heard that before? Well, what Doge is doing is very similar to what Bill Clinton, Al Gore did in Dem policies in the 1990s. Current Dem party has just gone so far. Oh, that's from Elon. I'm not going to go any further than that. Who is? I looked at. Interested. I like the utility you're adding. I'll buy some for sure. My man. Dr. Fuse is going to buy some DACAT comics. Gotta love it. Randy, a new user strategy for VeVe. Drop some Gilmore Girls NFTs. Have you run the YouTube space? And I'm sure a ton. If they ever did that, I don't know if I'd do a 24-hour thing like I would with Pokemon, because Pokemon has been around for a longer time. It's kept up with consistent content. Obviously, it's a global thing. Well, Gilmore Girls is pretty global too, but I would do a 6-hour Gilmore Girls space. I would do a 6-hour Gilmore Girls YouTube live stream. We go on, we talk about stuff, talk about everything. Yep, DEVVE is in the fourth. Yep, read that. Check out these buys from this wallet. Who is this wallet? Oh yeah, this is my guy, I think. 9065E. That's actually my friend. Yeah. That's actually let me give it. That's actually a friend of mine. He's all in. He's all in. Well, he's not all in, but he's close. Yeah, he's got a lot. Randy, I love you, but I don't understand Gilmore Girls. Maybe I need to refresh my memory. It's not really something that you like understand. It's just something that you appreciate. It's like art. Somebody can look at a canvas and be like, "Oh my God," it speaks to them. And somebody else can look at that canvas and be like, "I like art. This ain't it." Like I get it, but it's like that meatball joke from, oh God, what's the Aqua Teen Hunger Force? Like, it's a joke. It's like, I get it. I ain't laughing, but I get it. Gilmore Girls is a very fine piece of entertainment. So they were 40 minutes, each episode, and a lot of those pages, for a typical 40-minute show, you'd have like 40 pages. For a Gilmore Girls show, you'd have 60 to 80 pages because of all the dialogue that's in there. And they would need to talk fast for that to happen. There's a lot of quick one-liners. There's just a ton of dialogue. Very good. The pop culture references, like part of the reason why I am who I am today, I don't mean as far as like determination or intelligence, but part of how I act and how I reference stuff is really from that, because that show had just like, I'd watched it so much in like my formative like teen years. It's just like, oh yeah, like this one time, blah 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 blah. The pop culture, that's kind of where it comes from. I'm sure that I've always thought like that, where I would, maybe I did do it before Gilmore Girls. Where it's like, oh, remember like this in this episode, this happened, but of course, when you're a kid trying to talk to adults, like nobody watched, like there was no 30-year-olds watching Hey Arnold 30 years ago or 25 years ago. Now there are, because a lot of us that grew up with it rewatch the show. But also back in the day, like people didn't like, they didn't understand. I feel like even as a kid, I kind of recognized, okay, this person doesn't understand what I'm talking about, and I didn't know why. And then it wasn't until later it's like, oh, it's because that person wasn't very smart. Obviously, you're one of the smartest people I know, so it it's not that Gilmore Girls isn't necessarily something that you'd get. It's just something that you like or dislike. And the ones that like it, like, we love it. Like, generally for girls or for women, people rewatch Gilmore Girls in the fall. It's a fall show. I rewatch it in the winter. I'm on season 2. I've seen every episode like 8 or 9 times, and I still love it. It's now, obviously, now that I'm older and I'm just so busy, I've been watching this one episode for like 4 days because I've been busy. But yeah, it's I guess what it's about this one woman named Lorelai. She is similar to me. She's hippy dippy, kind of free, marches to the beat of her own drum, like a cartoon character, very wild. But she had these parents that were very proper, and they try to molded her into what they wanted her to be. She was already unhappy in that house. That house was like a prison to her. And again, I think the reason I like the show is because I identified with her and sympathize with her in a lot of those situations, because that was my upbringing. And when she got pregnant at 16, she's like, I'm so like, life is hell for me here in general. It's going to be even worse with the kid. So she went and she worked at a hotel, or an inn rather. And at that inn, she worked there. She raised her daughter. She did it. My friend Tina once said, like, you don't need anybody else's money. And that's what she did. And I always had that big respect. And because she had a daughter at 16, now 16 years later, her daughter's 16, and she's going to this fancy school. Gets accepted into this fancy school because she's really smart. The daughter's really smart. Daughter's dream is to go to Harvard. One of the best ways to do that is to go to a prep school. And this prep school that's really close to them is amazing. If you graduate like near the top of your class, you do some impressive stuff, pretty much write your ticket to wherever you want to go. And Rory gets in, passes the test with flying colors, but her mom can't afford it. It's like $50,000 a year or something like that, for tuition. And she's like, what do I do? She's like, it's for Rory. She asks her parents for money. And then her parents are like, yeah, it's for our granddaughter, but you know what? Because it's for our granddaughter, we're gonna screw you and we're gonna make you spend time with us. Like, I never understood this when I was a kid. Right now, why do you want to spend time with somebody that clearly doesn't want to spend time with you? Why do you want to go and try to force somebody to hang out like that? That's not real. That's not. It's just not. But I guess people are like, oh, I want this attention, and they want the whatever. So they manipulate the daughters. They're like, yeah, we'll give you this money, but you have to come to dinner every Friday night with the daughter, and so they do that, constantly fighting, constantly arguing. But it's about really the mother and daughter, Lorelai and her daughter Rory, and just so close in age, so they're more friends than anything, and wild, crazy, cartoon-like characters in the midst there. It's just fun. It's a fun place, and I wish I lived there. It's a small town named Stars Hollow in Connecticut, even though it's filmed on like a lot in LA. It's really cool. I was kind of like that with Breaking Bad. Love it. You're goddamn right. Edgar Poe says, my dad says VeVe is dead. We established yesterday that your dad is hella wrong. What is that line from Waterboy? Mama's wrong again. That review says, just found it on Netflix. You convinced me. Lots of plane flights soon. Binge time. Binge time. VeVe is deadly. You heard wrong. Yes, they are deadly. Like, I remember this one dude. This one girl I knew, rather. She got, I don't even know if I can go over this. This is like medical trauma. This is like horrible. Yeah. Well, long story short, deadly is a whole. People want to be deadly, drop dead gorgeous, deadly good looking, deadly fists of fury. Anyway, I've been going for over 2 hours here, so I do have a lot of stuff to do tonight, so I do have to bounce. I'm so freaking hungry as well. I also have to pee. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you, Mr. MC1, for the super chats. And everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you. What's going to be an outro song? Gilmore Girls. If you're out all alone, feeling lonely,